I'm Ethan Kwan, and today I'm going to be showing you how to calculate any square of, what's it called? Any triangle number. That's what it's called. Okay, so what is a triangle number anyway? So triangle number is, for example, 1 is a triangle number. So is 3 and 6 and 10. And 15 is also a triangle number. So what do all these have in common? Well, they are the number of dots in a triangle. So for example, a 1 by 1 triangle would look like that. A 2 triangle would look like that. So there are 3 dots. A 3 triangle would look like this. So 6 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 10 triangle or a 4 triangle. So 1, 2, 3, so 4 levels. 3, 4. So this is what it would look like, and it would have 10 dots. And then it would be, the next one would be a 5 by 5 triangle. So it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a level 4 triangle, but extra few dots. Okay, so this is what a triangle number looks like. So each of these have 1 dot, 3 dots, 6 dots, 10 dots, and what's it called? And 15 dots. That's what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. So, so how do we figure this out super quickly without having to count all the dots? Well, this is what I'm going to prove to you today. Well, so there are 2 versions of my thing. We can, so here's one of them. Okay, so here's a one proof that I made up, and this is basically how to make an equation to figure out these things. So we are trying to figure out the nth triangle number this is going to be equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot dot dot, and then plus eventually n. Okay, so this is basically how to calculate a triangle number. So, and you can try this out for yourself. You can count all the dots in like a 5 triangle, and then add up 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and it will give you the exact same answer. But how do we make this into an easy equation? Okay, so here's how to derive the first equation. Okay, and there are 2 equations here, and the first equation is actually derived by 2 equations. The first one is for even numbers, even number ends, and the second one is for odd number ends. Okay, so let's just take an example. So let's say we want to calculate the fourth triangle. I guess I don't have to write that. Okay, so the 4th triangle number. What is this equal to? Well, we know that's equal to 10, but what if we didn't know that? Well, we can use this equation, and this is going to be equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so here's the easiest way to derive this equation. So let's add up these 2 numbers, 1 plus 4, and let's add up 2 plus 3. What does this equal? 1 plus 4 is 5, and 2 plus 3 is also 5, plus 5. So what's 5 plus 5? 10, right? So that's pretty easy. So what does that have to do with this? Well, so if we just use this equation and we use an equation, so let's say we want to calculate the nth triangle number. This is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 plus n, right? So let's add up. So this is going to be equal to 1 plus n times, plus, and let's just put these in brackets so we can calculate those first, and then 2 plus n minus 1, right? And so on, right? Until we get to, yeah, that's basically how to do this. So how do we get a pattern here? Well, each of these is going to be equal to a specific number. So let's take 100, for example. Let's try and calculate the 100th 100th triangle number. Well, this is going to be equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 99 plus 100. So here's my strategy. Add up 1 plus 100. Okay? And then, well, this is going to be equal to 101. Right? And then add up 2 plus 99. What's 2 plus 99? 101. What's 3 plus 98? 101. So how many pairs of 101s are there? Well, it's going to be half of this number. So what's half of 100? Well, 50, because there are 50 101s in here, right? So if there are 50 101s, there we go. We have a very easy equation. This is going to be equal to 50, or actually we should write it like this. 100 divided by 2 times 100 plus 1. Okay? So this is the equation we get. So if we calculate this, we get 100 plus 1 is 101 times 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 50 times 101 is equal to 5,050. If you want to, you can try that out for yourself. But that's basically what it's equal to. Okay? So if it's equal to 5,050, how does that help? Well, we can use this equation right here. Let's use it to make a general term. Let's try and calculate the nth triangle. Yeah, triangle. Nth triangle number is going to be equal to n divided by 2 plus, times n plus 1, right? Because this will work for any even number. But what about the odd number? Well, let's try and simplify this equation, okay? So we're going to try and simplify this equation a lot. So n equals, and let's, instead of putting it down here, let's put it up here, okay? We're going to put it up there. So n times n plus 1 divided by n 2. So we're going to put this in brackets, and we're going to multiply. Now, the easiest way to simplify this is the distributive property. So let's multiply n by n and n by 1. So what's n times 1? Well, this is just going to be n. So n, and then plus n squared, because this is just going to be n, right? And then we're going to divide that by 2. Now, let's try and figure out an odd number. Well, this is just going to be, well, an odd number. Odd number is equal to an even number, even minus 1, right? Of course, yes, because any odd number, let's try 5, is going to be 6 minus 1, right? Or so any odd number is going to be equal to an even number, one above it, minus 1. Or we can go the other way. So for example, 5 is going to be 4 plus 1. So, or 5 plus, or actually, so yes, so it's going to be, so n minus 1 is going to be an even number, right? Because an odd number, odd minus 1 equals even, right? Okay, so for an odd number, let's just use this equation that we already got, but replace all the n's with an n minus 1. But then that's just going to calculate the number before it, so we have to add an n to the entire thing, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to take this, and we are going to put n minus 1 squared plus n minus 1, right, divided by 2, right? Okay, so this is our equation, and then we're going to add n, right? Because if we do this, this is just going to be calculating the even number before it, right? So we have to add n to get, remember our original point, it's going to be our triangle number, so it's going to be adding n minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 3, but you have to add n if you're just going to calculate the n minus 1 of it. So that is our equation. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, so now what we do is we simplify this n minus 1. How do we simplify this n minus 1 squared? Well, we can just simplify it by using FOIL. So this is the easiest way to do it. N minus 1 times n minus 1, right? Because n minus 1 is squared is just n minus 1 times n minus 1. So we can use FOIL. So the first two times the inner and then times the outer times the last two, right? So what is the first two? Well, that's going to be just n squared, right? And then what is the number that is the inner? So inner is just going to be negative 1 times n. So it's going to be negative n minus n. And then the outer two are going to be the same, n times negative 1 minus n. And then times, and then we're gonna multiply this by and then there's one more constant. Negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to 1 plus 1. Because negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to 1. So how do we simplify this? Well, at first glance, you might think the n and the negative n cancels out. But remember, this is a negative n too. So we're going to have to simplify this to n squared minus 2n plus 1. Okay? So here's our equation. Let's insert that back into our equation. So if we do that, we can get n minus 1, no. So n squared plus 2n minus 1, other way around. Minus 2n plus 1, right? So here's our equation, and then we're going to add to that n minus 1, right? And we don't even need the brackets anymore. Divided by, this whole thing divided by 2 plus n, okay? So now what we do is we add like terms. So, for example, 2n plus n is going to be 2n squared, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, but another way we could put it is we can just put it as, yes, so we can just put it as, oh, we're at the end of the screen, cool, great. Okay, so we can just put this as, well, the 1's cancel, so the 1's here, they cancel out, so here's a positive 1, and here's a negative 1, so it becomes n squared minus 2n minus n, right? Okay, so now this simplifies to, this is going to be minus 2n plus n, 2n plus n, right? So if this is 2n plus n divided by 2, what is 2n plus n? Negative 2n plus n. Well, this is just going to be negative 2 of something plus 1 of something. So that's just going to be 1 of something, negative 1 of something. So this is going to be n squared minus n divided by 2 plus n. Now, does this look familiar? Well, does this look familiar, this part? Well, yes. This looks like exactly this, but with a reversed sign and plus a plus n. That's cool. So that means that you can just reverse it, and that's really cool. So that is the odd number. Okay, so that is basically how to derive a triangle number. Oh, we have a lot more space here. So basically, if you have an odd triangle number, so for example, odd equals n minus n divided by 2 plus n. And the even number, even, equals n squared plus n divided by 2. So that is our equations. This is really cool and it's really helpful actually. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and share this channel with others. If you didn't like it, well, you don't have to leave a like. You can just say whatever, or you can say a dislike. It doesn't really matter to me. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the channel with others. Also, see at howtodothings.com. And see you next time. Bye.